Hey everyone, I have two things that I want to work on today, and they're both related. And by related, I mean it's two of the same thing. So, let's check it out. In a not-so semi-recent trip that we took, I went to a place where they were selling ammonites. By not so recent, I mean that was like, I don't know, September, I think. They were selling ammonites. Here's the thing. This particular section, they were all these, which are Mamites. Mamites, I don't know. Really, really cool Cretaceous Ammonites from Morocco, I think. Or Madagascar, one of the two. Dang it, I was right the first time. It is Morocco. So I went through and picked what I thought would be the nicest based on prepping. Also called horned ammonites. Probably obvious why. But yeah, so we got this one right here. Beautifully calcified. Still a ton of matrix on it though. So it will be really, really nice. It just is not going to yet. I'm not sure what I want to do with this down here. I think this is a lobe from the concretion, but depending on how heavy that final product is, I don't know. We'll see. I have a thought, but I don't know if it's going to work. Anyway, that's the first one. And then this is the one. I picked this one for myself because it's really, really nice. Look at that. That is so cool. And it gets cooler the closer in you get on it. So all of these are actually not matrix. It is covered in oyster fossils. So here's my plan. This one I want to prep all the way down to the ammonite, and now it's got oysters on it too. I think I'm going to prep those off actually, and when we're going to polish it. This one I want to leave as a specimen, so I'm going to prep all of the matrix off and leave all of the oysters and whatnot intact, because it may look like a gray rock, but when you get up close it has some really, really nice sutures. So I'm thinking we can highlight all of the details on this ammonite. It's going to be really, really cool. And this one has even nicer sutures and color, so with a polish, it's going to be amazing. So, all that being said, I think let's take this one right here and head on over to the scrap. I know I've pointed it out multiple times in other prepping videos. I just didn't realize just how calcified this thing is, and there's a layer of calcite right over top in between it and the matrix. Yes, that makes it look good. Oh my gosh, does it make prepping such a nightmare, because the calcite's very sticky. So you have to like get down to the layer. All of these little poke marks are actually in that layer of calcite right above the fossil. Normally that would bug the heck out of me, but it actually doesn't matter with this one because we are going to be doing all of the polishing with diamond burrs. So once I get it roughed out, we'll be going over to the flex shaft to basically carve it level anyway. So it's not a huge deal on this one, but for other ones it can be extremely annoying. Okay, so we're done with the scribing on this one. Going to look very nice, but as you can see, its texture is very uneven. So what we're gonna do now is take the flex shaft and carve it until it's level. Then we can polish it. Alrighty, first one is done. Here it is. That is a gorgeous little ammonite. Probably about 5 inches across. You know what? I gotta have a measure. I can just find out. Dang, 5 on the dot. I was right. That is so pretty. That calcite takes such a nice polish. Yeah, I was gonna take off all of the oysters, but I think it's cool to have a few on there. And my original plan was to grind this flat so that it had a nice little stand, but I think there's just too much weight up top. I think it'll just topple or be very unstable, so probably not gonna do that. But man, you get up close, this thing has some really nice sutures. It's weird, they're very different from the ammonites that I'm used to. You know, probably because they're found across the globe. The septa, which are the lines that separate each chamber, which is what the sutures are, aren't as well defined. Like, you can see them, but they almost blend in. Like, from a distance, you can't really see them super strong. It's just interesting. Look, I love how dark it got. That is so pretty. When I got this one, my plan was to prep, polish, and potentially cut in half, but I don't think I have the heart to do that. I just don't think I do. That is a beautiful, beautiful little Mamites. Mamites? I still don't know. Alright, so last but not least, we have to prep this one. I'm not going to polish this one. It's not super calcified, and it doesn't really have any color variation. So really all I want to do is get rid of all of the matrix, but I also want to leave as many of the oysters as possible on this one. So I'm looking at the matrix. I think it's actually going to be easier than the last one. So I guess let's go get started and stuff. Okay, so we've got pretty much all of the matrix off for the most part. We have quite a few oysters on here that I'm going to leave. I could get it cleaner over here, but if you look at this right here, it's actually like a crystal layer on top, and I think it looks really cool. Well, it rolls around, and when the matrix is flaking off, it left behind such a cool crystal pattern. I could prep down to the, like you can see there's a clear separation right there. I could prep down to this layer. Problem is calcite is super sticky, as in it may not let go and flake nicely. It might just chatter, in which case, considering I'm not polishing this, that will be really hard to fix. So what are we gonna do now? I'll tell you. It's probably what you're waiting for. We are going to use this, actually I think for the first time on the channel, this right here, which is it's an air abrasion pen. It's wonderful. It has a limited capacity, so I have to refill it constantly, but oh my gosh, it helps so freaking much. So it blasts a medium. For this, we're probably going to be using, what do I have on hand? One sec. It's a really fine aluminum oxide. Anyway though, it blasts that through the tip. It will shave away the soft stuff and leave behind the harder stuff, which means, so these spots like this, where there's some matrix left behind, instead of risking tapping the fossil with the scribe, I can come in with this and just literally erase, thus the name, air eraser, that soft matrix on the outside. Also, air erasers, micro abrasion fossil preppers out there, don't judge me. I need to make a better blasting box. It doesn't work the way I thought it would. So yeah, we're kind of just gonna be blasting media throughout my shop. Alrighty, excuse the rocks in the background, that's for a different video. It is done, and it is really freaking nice. Came out very well, I'd say. I think we were able to salvage a lot of those oysters that was covering it. Were covering it, is covering it. There's quite a few really, really nice ones in there, and yeah, the micro abrasion gets such a nice clean finish on there. That is so pretty. It's a nice big ammonite. But you can see now that it's kind of cleared off. Unlike the other one that had a lot of color contrast, this one's mainly just, you know, beige, tan. So even if I polish it, it's not really gonna bring out very much texture. Plus, it's kind of just cooler as a standalone specimen covered in other fossils. That is so pretty. You know what? Just because why not? And I'm here and I have the, you know, the scribe out and all that good stuff. Let's do this too. This right here. This is actually fossil bone from the Oregon coast that was given to me by Ozone Fine Art Ventures when I came down there. And you can see there's a nice, good sized bone just poking out right there. That'll be a really fast, easy prep. And I think it's going to be very pretty. So, let's get started. Alright, and with that, all three are finished. So, let's take a look. Alright, here it is, now that it's all prepped up. That came out really nice. It's a much nicer bone than I thought it was going to be. Thought it was pretty much already mostly exposed and eroded down, but man, there was quite a bit more in there. Might be able to prep it down a little deeper. Honestly, I probably will on my own time, but yeah, I'm quite satisfied with that. When you see just, you know, like that poking out, you don't expect that there might be too much good left in there, but yeah, that's a really nice bone. That looks great. Now, I don't know what it is. I might have to send pictures to Karen to find out what she thinks it is, because I have no idea. But regardless, I'm happy with it. You can see there's some burnt plant material. It's literally like fossilized charcoal. Yeah, isn't that cool? Right up against the bone. I love it. And when you polish these ends, they look incredible. I don't think I'm gonna with this one, just because I like having some polished examples and some raw examples. But man, you polish the end of those bones and they look amazing. They look so good. And they take such a nice polish and they undercut so that really, really makes the detail in the bone pop out. Like you can see in their reflection. Oh, it's so pretty. I love this stuff. It's so fun to work with. Then we have the littler of the two ammonites, which I am so freaking in love with this little thing. I guess it's not little, but that's so cool. That was a fun one to prep. I really want to get some more of these because yeah, those are very, very satisfying to prep and they look so good. Again, I think I mentioned it earlier in the video. I really wanted to cut one in half, but I just don't have the heart to. They're too nice. They are just too nice. So again, in the future, I'll buy more so that we can prep some and cut some in half because that's something I've always wanted to do and I've never done it with a decent ammonite. It's always been like little ones that I've done that too. Yeah, very, very happy with that one. And of course, the big one right here, which I am really happy I left raw as much as possible because you can really see the detail in there nicely without even needing to polish it. But I think the polishing would actually hide the sutures more because it would just be so monotone, whereas you can actually see the texture of the sutures unpolished. And then we got oyster, oyster, oyster. There's like 3 in here. Another one here. Another one here. Another one here. Nice one right there. One here, one here. Yeah, the thing is just covered in oysters. It's insane. And we got some really cool calcite crystal texture in there. Yeah, that's just nice. I'm very, very happy with this thing. And here's one of my favorite things about these ammonites. Their horns mean that they come with their own stands, and it's very satisfying. This one doesn't because the horns are too small, but yeah, when you get a big one like that, it comes with its own stand, and that's just wonderful. All right, well, there we have it. All three of them came out absolutely beautifully. I'm very happy with them. All right, guys, I think that is going to do it for this one. Let me know which one was your favorite down in the comments. Right now, I think it honestly is this one. It just took such a good polish. It came out so nice. Let me know if you want to see more fossil prepping videos, because I have a ton of fossil prepping that needs to get done, including one thing that has been put off for too long. It's amazing. That one's actually going to be coming out pretty soon, regardless of if you want it or not, because I want to show you. We've got a very, very special one that I have been working on for weeks, actually months at this point, and that one's coming out whenever. I'm excited to finish that one so I can show you, because I have no idea how much longer that one's got. And I have a ton of fish from camera that I still need to prep. So yeah, if you guys want more prepping videos, let me know, because I can do that. There's no shortage of prepping that needs to be done. But yeah, guys, I think that is going to do it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time.